With great love and respect in my heart, I welcome you to this beautiful Sunday morning from Sonoma. Sunny Sonoma. It's very hot today. I see, Dadu, your fire is burning. So it looks like at Upasana it's cold. It's very hot here. Before we begin today, let's just take a moment to settle down and pull your spine straight. Open your shoulders. Close your eyes. Lighten your mind. Relax the facial muscles. Neck, shoulders, spine. Soften the belly and get grounded. Grounded. Connect with the breath, flowing in and flowing out. Let all the restlessness, anxiousness, discomfort settle down. Experience that sensation of everything settling down, like sand settles in a glass of water. Welcome that breath of release. Unconsciously, we hold so much tension in different parts of our body. Forehead, eyes, ears. We hold tension even in our ears. Cheeks, neck, shoulders, chest, diaphragm, belly. Once the tension has settled down, you experience that feeling of cleanliness and spaciousness within you. Pause your breath for a moment. Connect with your heartbeat, ripples coming out of that heart going beyond the parameters of your body. Release the breath before you stress out. Again, pause. Release. What a beautiful feeling it is just to be aware of our heartbeat. With each beat, we come back to life. How precious this activity is that's happening within us continuously. How grateful we are for this heartbeat. This in itself is a puja, paying attention to that phenomena that's bringing us back to life each moment. Thank you all for taking this moment. Spirituality is not a mystery. It's simpler than you can imagine. It's as simple as bringing your attention to this heartbeat, which is happening within us continuously. How often do we really sit and just pay our respect to that heart that's beating? We take it for granted, get busy with meaningless exchanges, get upset, and there goes our whole day. Spiritual practice is about catching yourself from flowing out towards meaningless things. We will flow out. This is what we have practiced from the moment we were born. Riding the horses of our senses, we are constantly flowing out. And even faster than the senses is the mind. Riding in the chariot of our mind, we go to so many places. Sadhana, this week has been pretty much focused on different aspects of sadhana. And our dharma. What is our dharma? This is what we have to contemplate on. Last week, I think I spoke about dharma. As Baba says, dharma of each individual is to find a place in others' heart. To live in such a way that we find place in others' heart. If we do not find place in others' heart, then they say something and we get hurt and we have to defend ourselves. And then the ping pong of interactions begin. Why not just pull the weed when it's very young? There is a beautiful line in Ramayana. वशीकरण एक मंत्र है, तजदे बचन कठोर. Vashikaran is a mantra in yogic sciences. Vashikaran means to cast a spell on the others, so they begin to do things that you want them to do. Vashikaran. So many people come to Aghori Babas. Babaji, please tell me the mantra of Vashikaran. So I could just recite the mantra and sprinkle some water on someone. Now they begin to follow me like a Pied Piper. Yes, the science is there. Vashikaran is there are mantras that can do all kinds of things. But in this day and age, the greatest mantra for Vashikaran, to have influence on others, is Tajde Bachan Kathor, give up mean words. The mean words that come out of your mouth, the words that hurt others. This is a great sadhana in itself. Sadhana of Mahasaraswati, Bhageshwari, the goddess of wisdom, sound, music, wisdom. That's a sadhana in itself. To pay attention to the voice that comes out of my mouth. The voice that's coming out, is it hurtful to the other person? Does it put the other person on defensive? Why am I saying this to the other person? Even paying attention to that. Sometimes we want to unload whatever is troubling me, and it builds up, and we just dump it on somebody else. Or we justify. Somebody had said something to me, and I need to defend myself, set things right. If you look at that person, no matter where they are, in what state of mind they are, if they have offered something to me, if I don't take it and make it my own, I don't have to deal with it. Somebody's trying to give me something. And if I don't take it, where does it stay? It stays with the person who was trying to give it to me. If we don't buy into it, it's not ours. But just because somebody said something, I give it a life by taking it and making it real. That person could have been angry, could be something else could have been bothering them. Or misunderstanding has happened. They say something, then I justify speaking mean words in exchange. We have to look at our own tendencies sometimes. They say, oh, I'm a very nice person. I never say anything like this. But if somebody says something, then I have to defend myself. Then I lose my grace. This in itself is a sadhana of sheel. Sadhana is not only sitting and doing mantra jap and looking holy. Sadhana is man, karma, or vachan. Mind, action, and speech. Baba always used to stress on this sadhana. There is no need to go and sit in a cave or lie on a bed of nails and fast and look holier than thou. The real sadhana is paying attention to yourself. What's happening within? What is happening in your mind? Is the mind entertaining negative thoughts, mean thoughts, fearful thoughts, doubting thoughts? Or mind is established in devotion, love, trust, hope? Baba always used to say, if not alert, we are tricked by ourselves every moment. If not alert, we are tricked by ourselves every moment. That undisciplined mind latches onto something, makes its own, and then makes us react and finds a reason to move, to flow towards negativity. Man, karma, or vachan, mind, action, and speech. All the prayers, all the mantra jap, all the practices, spiritual work we do is to purify our mind. Purify our mind. So it may not latch on to something that's harmful or that's not serving my ascension towards my higher self. Purity of mind, always. What am I seeing? What I'm hearing? What I'm tasting? What I'm touching? What I'm smelling? It's all going to that mind, leaving an imprint on it. So we really even have to be very watchful of what am I seeing. Our eyes can fall onto something and unconsciously it begins to look at it, begins to enjoy it. I remember one story of Sarkar Baba. In his youth, he must have been 15, 16, young boy. As a young boy, his eyes fell onto something, and the animal in him woke up and began to relish, and he began to look at it, took his eyes off because a part of him knew he wasn't supposed to be looking there. But again, there was another one wanted to go there. And Baba chuckled when he said what he did at that time. He asked for a little chili pepper and rubbed in his eyes. Yes, I see your expressions. But this is a 15, 16-year-old young boy who was walking on the spiritual path, and he knew where to look and where not to. Probably some woman was changing her clothes, and that's where his eyes fell. And then, so I'm not saying you should rub chili in your eyes. I'm just saying that how whatever we see can very quickly begin to leave an imprint in our mind, and then the mind begins to flow, and then it gets distracted from where it's focused. Things that we hear, what happens to you if somebody comes and starts telling you about somebody's weakness? Is a part of you that really wants to hear more? Or there is a little uncomfortable feeling within you that you don't want to hear it? So these are the kind of things that we can look at ourselves, that when we are interacting with our senses, what's happening inside? Create a little space before you become it, before you buy into it, before you make it your own, and then you have to deal with it. Spiritual practice is all about keeping your mind clean as much as possible. And great importance has been given towards this speech. And that's a sadhana in itself. May my voice, my speech be sweet to the listener. If it's not going to be sweet, may I stop. May I keep my mouth shut. And if something needs to be addressed, may I address it at an appropriate time, not in a time when I'm reactive. Catching yourself in the moments of when I'm reactive, that's a great practice. Because if you catch yourself in the moment when you are reactive, there is a great energy right there, the energy that was going to flow out towards being reactive. That energy can be held and directed. As Baba used to say, direct the flow of your energy. Don't let it just wash you away. You take the power, you take the charge and direct it. That's a sadhana in itself. Any energy. Most of the time, most of our energy escapes through speaking. How effortlessly we begin to speak. And we even become uncomfortable. If you take people on a retreat, have a silent retreat for 2-3 days, or just take a day of silence, see what happens. You are sitting with 2, 3, 4 people on the dining table. Everybody becomes a little uncomfortable in the beginning because that feeling, the energy is not moving. It usually moves through our voice when we are around people. So paying attention to that. वशीकरण एक मंत्र है तजदे बचन कठोर. The vashikaran, finding the place in others' heart. The greatest mantra for that is stop yourself from speaking mean words. Mean means something that is harsh. And it can be a sadhana that we can all take even for a week and see what it feels like. That you say, from today on, for 1 week, I'm going to be watchful of my speech. Don't take a lifelong promise, because then your mind will start. Just give yourself 1 week and say, this is going to be my sadhana for a week, that my speech is going to be sweet, my speech is going to be soothing, and if something is being offered to me that is going to make me reactive, I'm not going to buy into it. It's their truth, not my truth. If somebody is passing a judgment on me or blaming me for something or whatever, it's their truth, not mine. Mine is only, even though I know this is not the truth, but I make it true just by taking it in and responding. Yes, it can be addressed, but not in that moment. It all can be done if our mind is focused towards something higher. And what is that something higher? Evolution of my own soul, my spiritual journey. In the name of my evolution, this austerity I take. Taking on this, yes, it's uncomfortable. Mind will come, yes, but yes, but that's the biggest problem. If my mind is focused onto something higher, then all these yes buts don't come in. I have no time. I have no time for this. It becomes such a beautiful feeling when I know what am I doing, and when I'm stopping myself from speaking harsh words. In the beginning, there will be a little uncomfortable feeling, but then I give myself credit for doing this. This sadhana of Vageshwari, sadhana of goddess of words and music and knowledge, Saraswati, is a very important sadhana. You can read all the scriptures and recite all the mantras, and I've been looking and sitting for years, but if this is not brought in our life, all that can go like this. We are all yogis, and we can do yoga. We can do sadhana in our own home, in our own environment. All it takes is us giving ourselves permission to do it. Anyway, thank you for listening. This is what came to my mind. And this line came to my mind. Vashikaran ek mantra hai, tajde bachan kathur. So this whole satsang was all of that. And we have been speaking, last week I spoke about man, karm and bachan, mind, action, speech. So it continues. It must be important. That's why it keeps coming. Thank you all, and I would love to hear from you what's on your mind.